That's right. We're back at it again, looking at these most anticipated earnings coming up for this following week, starting the 17th of February. I'm excited. I'm real excited. Now, you might be asking what's going on Monday here, and let's get a little beef off my chest here. It's called President's Day, but really, the whole thing's named after George Washington. Am I wrong? I'm not. So, why are we calling it President's Day when clearly it's George Washington Day? Just saying it. I got some beef right now. Just ignore it. We do still have some companies reporting earnings Monday after close, though. So, to celebrate the birthday of George Washington, we have TransUnion, Flowserve. I hope that's how you pronounce that. I don't know these companies. Service Corporation International, Gardner Denver, and Ottertail. I have no insight on these companies because I really don't know much about them. So I can't tell you whether there's going to be some good numbers out of these or not. But Tuesday we get into some a little bit more known companies, let's say. Some ones we can actually see what's going on. So let's just take a little look here. Tuesday before open, we got, the biggest physical retailer in the world, Walmart. This company, obviously, is in an interesting state where they're really overall a pretty boring stock, but over the past couple of years, they've actually, this is a stock that usually is pretty stagnant, doesn't move that much, but over the past couple of years, it really has. We're seeing highs over 120 for this thing, which is, stuff that's never really been seen before the stock split, at least. So it makes you wonder, we're still hovering right around the 120 range. Is this a stock that's going to split? Because historically it did whenever it reached these highs, but you never know. Obviously with more shares outstanding, splitting can be a little bit more difficult. Obviously you're paying out a much higher, much more in dividend. It'll be interesting to see what in the world Walmart does here. But as far as the run-up, it's really been because they've kind of found a way from stagnation to actually find a little bit of growth, even if it's on the 1 to 2% growth in terms of revenue annually. They've seen some growth, so I'm very interested to see what exactly it looks like for them in terms of growth. And I think the main point for them is going to be in terms of their EPS. I want to see what that profit looks like because they're really shifting their model a lot more to e-commerce. And you see with Walmart, obviously their grocery pickup, a lot more money here is spent on .com. It'll be interesting to see how that affects their profit line because you see a company like Amazon technically hasn't been making profit. It may appear it in their EPS line, but overall it's just because they reinvested in the company. There's not that much profit that they can make on e-commerce. It's definitely, they make less profit on that than they would typically on their in-store, but we'll see how it goes. I'm interested to see what Walmart's earnings look like. We have Medtronic, pretty hype stock over the past couple of years, no doubt about it. Interesting to see that guy. Integramed, maybe. Not sure on that one. We have Advanced Auto Parts. You all know Advanced Auto Parts. Advanced Auto Parts. Auto Parts. You know that slogan. Very catchy. Just very catchy. Interesting to see, obviously, just how they do. Just a very basic company, in my opinion. I don't think they really can do anything exciting, so something to look out for, or really not look out for. We have TransUnion. A lot of these trans. But that's cool. TransUnion, railroads, we'll see how they do it. I don't know, are people going on railroads? Are we delivering more on railroads than ever? I don't know. I feel like we're using cargo planes more than ever, but who knows? We'll see how those earnings look. We have Wabtec. Don't know what the heck a Wabtec is, but I'd love to find out. We've got Advanced Energy. Again, energy companies are a big focus right now because if you're thinking of future fuel type companies, people are focused on sustainable energy. That's really where investors are kind of flocking to right now because it's where we're aiming for the future as a country and as a world. So interesting to look at that. We have Vulcan, We've got Ecolab. Screw Ecolab when they're walking. I hate them. Always go into your place of work. If you produce food, Ecolab will be there. I'll just tell you that right now. Because you know what? They have to make sure everything's sanitary and safe. Good for them. It's weird finding them to be a. You always think like this is an inspection type company. You don't think of them as a for-profit like company like that. You really don't. But they certainly are. They're not a government agency. Sorry. We have Allegion. All right. Then after close, we got Enphase Energy. Interesting. Another one to look at. We have an absolute garbage fire in Groupon reporting earnings. I mean, at this point, I don't know if there's anything Groupon can do to really raise their price. I mean, I don't know if there is. It's a company that even if they report something extremely positive, I don't see anyone flocking to this investment. I really don't, just because of the horrible track record that this company's had. It's really a dying business, and it'll be interesting to see how much longer Groupon even lasts. To be fair, I'm not saying I haven't used Groupon before, but it's just not. People don't use it nearly as much anymore as when it was in its heyday. I mean, it's crazy. They decline revenue every single quarter. We have Diamondback Energy. It's named after a snake. That's right. We have Agilent Technologies. We've got Herbalife Nutrition. Again, a very interesting one to look at. Herbalife, I think, is interesting just because, again, if we talk about just people consumptions right now, people are looking for organic, people are looking for sustainable, everything like that. So Herbalife produces some different protein powders and stuff. It's all organic type stuff. People are going to be looking for Herbalife products, in my opinion. I'll be interested to see what that earnings looks like. I don't have any insight on what it is going to look like because I really haven't looked too much into the company, but I know what they produce. So it'll be interesting to see what they look like. Amedisys. I don't know the company. I'm sorry. But they have a little house as a logo. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. We have American Water. I do love me some American Water. No doubt about it. I just drink from the tap, but it's filtered from the tap, so sorry. Sorry, American Water. I guess it technically is American Water, if you think about it. Health Equity. We got Devon. I knew a girl named Devon once, spelled just exactly like that. I don't know if I knew a guy named it, but normally like dudes have an I-N. I don't know what that has to do with anything. I'm sorry. And then we have, what is that TV symbol down there? I don't know what that is. It just says TV. And then there's a TV guy on there with little eyes after the T and the V and then a smile. I don't know what that is, but I really want to find out what that logo is. See, this is when you need something like, you need the Google Pixel, baby. So you can get that camera that can Google search off an image. That's what I'm talking about. This is the future, guys. We're talking about the future. I need to get a Google Pixel. I don't have one. But Wednesday before open, we have Bosch Health. We've got Wingstop. I like me some wingies. I've never had Wingstop in my life, but I like wingies. There's no doubt about it. I make my own wings. Thank you very much. We've got Garmin, stock I hold. Again, I kind of hold Garmin because I was assuming that there might be a company trying to acquire Garmin because their portfolio not only exists obviously for your health bands. What can I think of the name? So a Fitbit type health watch tracks your steps, tracks everything you need. They also produce stuff like GPS, which I think is a relatively irrelevant product right now, but people do still buy them. I can tell you, people do still buy those products. But I was thinking someone might want to acquire them. I mean, that GPS technology, maybe they could use, and I thought it would be a cellular telephone company that wants to acquire them. As an old person would say, cellular telephone. But I'm interested to see what Garmin does. I like the company. I do like the company. We have Analog Devices, another company I hold. As we've seen with some chip stocks doing pretty well. It'll be interesting to see if Analog Devices does well as well. I hope it does. We've got IMAX. I mean, a lot of hit movies coming out lately. I don't know if that will necessarily mean anything great for IMAX, but we'll see. We've got First Majestic, or it looks like the function of M, if we're talking math terms. What is the function of M? I need to know the whole formula here. I don't know. We've got a garbage company, Blue Freaking Apron. And I don't say garbage because what they do is garbage. I think I like the service. I think it makes plenty of sense. People who don't want to necessarily buy out the exact ingredients they might need for a recipe, and they want to do some home cooking, which I always do suggest doing home cooking. I think home cooking is a very cool thing. But I say garbage because, well, first off, since IPO at $150 freaking dollars, it's a $3 stock, nearly $4 stock. It's a company that loses money hand over fist as well, and you see that with companies like Grubhub, Uber Eats. They lose money hand over fist. It's just not a profitable business. I like the service, but it isn't a sustainable business model, at least for what they're doing right now. So, interesting to see what they do there. If they maybe say something exciting that can get investors into it, it's still relatively possible that they could recover. Not nearly to IPO prices. I don't see it happening, but they could recover from a $4 stock to maybe somewhere in the $10. You could see it if the hype's there. It just really isn't right now, but they just need some good earnings, good conference call. We have GPC. We have eCorpio. I like it. I like the name. Really like the name. We have Smuckers. Talk about just a generic consumer staple type stock. Smuckers. You get your jams. You get your jellies. And I'm gonna jelly. That's not making that joke. I'm sorry. I'm not making that joke, but it is a joke. Okay. What's the difference between jam and jelly? I'm not making the joke. All right, you might know it, but after close, we've got Invite. I don't know it. I'm sorry. We got Energy Transfer, Solar Edge, Zillow. If you're ever looking to, rent an apartment, buy a house, Zillow, you might have used it. Obviously, with the housing market doing super well right now, maybe Zillow's doing well too. It'll be interesting to see if that is the case. We have the world's most faint stock thing there ever. I don't have a clue what that is, so we're going to go ahead and zoom in on it, and we can't find it. I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. Sorry. I didn't mean to freak anyone out there. We've got Pan American. Now, I do like Pans, personally, but that's not really what these guys are doing. This is more of like I would assume a gold mining company? I think. Some sort of mining company, in my opinion. I think so. We have Stamps.com. Stamps.com is also an interesting one. I think it's a business model that in the modern day makes a lot of sense. I like what they're doing. But I also think that I don't know much about the business, but I know that I really like what they're doing. I know I can say that. Is the company worth buying right now? I need to research it. I'd like to know more about Stamps.com, but I really like the business model because it just makes sense. In a day where a lot of people are starting businesses online, it's a modernized way to ship, all from .com really. I think it's an exciting business model for today's age of the internet. I think it's a sustainable one as well because they are a company that makes profit, which makes them sustainable as is. Okay, not all these garbage companies. So I might take a look into Stamps.com and see what this earnings holds. If I maybe see a price decline, I might jump in, or if they go up, I might buy in before earnings. I'm not sure. I gotta look at Stamps.com. I'm sorry. I'm interested in seeing what they got. We have Samuel Adams, brewskis. I don't drink them, but people do like some Samuel Adams now and then. I don't know if more people are buying brews more than ever now. I don't know. Is this a beer drinking time in the nation? Who knows? We'll see. We got Mosaic and 5.9. Thursday, before open, we've got everyone's favorite pizza place, Domino's. Come on, we all love Domino's. It's not that garbage Pizza Hut. Sorry. Putting them on blast. But Pizza Hut is the worst of the main chain pizzas. Eats a pizza. I'm saying they're Little Caesars tier. You heard it here first, guys. But we're talking about Domino's. I think with all this expendable income, people are buying pizza more than ever now, thanks to the economy doing so well. I think Pizza Hut's sucky. I think people are going to Domino's. The more expensive, the better pizza. Maybe not even that much more expensive, to be fair. I think people are going to Domino's, though. We've got Wix.com, Six Flags. Interesting one for Six Flags again. And I mentioned the economy doing so well. Are more people taking trips to Six Flags? They're a stock that's been kind of struggling lately, but we'll see. We've got AK Steel. I don't like dealing with commodity stocks because you never really know how they're doing. We've got Denbury. Not Denbury, it's Denbury, okay? We got Newmont, Repligen. Repligen. We got Southern Company. There's a lot of Southern companies, so I don't know what this one is. Just kidding. Ventas and American Electrical Power, or AEP, baby. After close, we're going to rock a Universal Display Corporation, okay? And everyone, we all know about Dropbox. A very good tool. People use quite a lot. Dropbox is helpful. We've got Zscaler. They're always confusing me with these names. We've got First Solar, definitely a company to look at just because of the name. Solar is big. Fastly, with a little stopwatch in the A. I really like that. I really do. I respect it. Boyd Gaming. I don't know what Boyd Gaming is. I don't know. Appian, eHealth, IPB, and garbage stock just hiding here? Okay, you should be over there with your buddy Groupon. It's Fitbit. We talked about Fitbit earlier when we were talking about Garmin. Fitbit is it's a garbage. It's a pile of garbage, but here's the good thing about Fitbit, okay? Fitbit is getting bought out. That's right. If it's possible, but Google, I think it's Google. Yeah, Google is supposed to be buying out Fitbit. So at this point, there's no real reason to trade Fitbit stock, in my opinion, unless we find out if this acquisition doesn't go through, I guarantee the stock just gets hammered. I don't know why it wouldn't go through, but again, just like with Garmin, I think one of the tech giants was going to acquire it. I thought it was going to be either Garmin or Fitbit, and then Fitbit got acquired by Google. So screw you, Google. But Fitbit, don't play around with the stock. It's not even worth mentioning here. Friday, we got John Deere. We've got the Royal Bank of Canada. In case you were curious what that logo was. We've got Tech. WF Carey? That's WP Carey. I'm sorry. I don't mean to disrespect you, Carey. We've got something shipping. I don't know why I can't see that, but the eyes aren't that good, guys. I'm sorry. It's a little bit blurry too, but we've got Harsco, HMS. We've got ITT and the beep beep beep. That's a rap song. We got Colfax. Everyone knows their Colfax. Show me the Colfax. That's the fox, And finally, Barnes Group. So there's definitely a couple key ones to look at here. I think it'll be interesting to look at. Obviously, I think a Walmart earnings is good because you want to know the state of retail, especially physical retail. You want to see what they're doing. I think other than that, you want to look at Herbalife. I think there'll be an interesting one to look at, the state of that. I'd say other than that, obviously stuff like a Six Flags might be interesting, especially with some coronavirus. You never know. They are going to mention it. They for sure are going to mention the coronavirus. There's no denying it. But overall, I think there's some key stocks to look at this time around. and some key ones to not look at. So Stamps.com is going to be my interesting one to look at for the week, though. So take a look at Stamps.com, see what they do. That's all I got for you, baby.